Did you know that an innocent-looking substance sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, something you use in your meals every single day, is silently destroying your heart? Patients over 60 are coming in with increasingly inflamed arteries, weakened heart muscles, and accelerated cardiovascular damage. And here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just genetics. After age 60, your heart and blood vessels naturally begin to calcify and stiffen. But there's one hidden factor that speeds up this process dramatically: chronic inflammation. And the number one dietary trigger? The cooking oils you're using every single day. Today, I'm revealing the 4 common kitchen oils that heart surgeons call silent heart killers. Oils that every person over 60 must eliminate immediately. And number 1 on this list, it's the oil most aggressively marketed as healthy. Let's count down from 4 to 1. Trust me, you'll want to stay until the end, because the most dangerous one will shock you. 4. Canola oil and corn oil. Let's start with number 4. Canola oil and corn oil. These oils are everywhere. In your pantry, in restaurant kitchens, in processed foods. They're cheap, they're convenient, and they're heavily marketed as heart healthy. But here's the truth that the food industry doesn't want you to know. Canola and corn oils are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6s aren't inherently bad. Your body needs some, but the problem is the ratio. A healthy omega-6 to omega-3 ratio should be around 4 to 1. But the typical Western diet, it's closer to 20 to 1 or even 30 to 1. Why does this matter? Because excessive omega-6 intake triggers a cascade of inflammatory responses in your body. Studies show that high omega-6 consumption is directly linked to increased levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6. For someone over 60 whose cardiovascular system is already under stress, this chronic inflammation accelerates arterial plaque buildup, increases heart attack risk, and contributes to metabolic dysfunction. And here's the kicker. Canola oil goes through extreme chemical processing. It's extracted using hexane, a petroleum-based solvent, then bleached and deodorized at high temperatures. This process creates trans fats and oxidized compounds that damage your cells at the molecular level. In the operating room, I've seen firsthand how chronic inflammation weakens arterial walls and increases the risk of catastrophic cardiac events. If you're over 60 and still cooking with canola or corn oil, you're playing Russian roulette with your heart. What to do instead? Switch to extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. Both have balanced fatty acid profiles and are rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. 3. Hydrogenated oils and trans fats, margarine and partially hydrogenated oils. Coming in at number 3, hydrogenated oils and trans fats. Think margarine and anything labeled partially hydrogenated. If there's one type of fat that cardiothoracic surgeons universally agree is toxic, it's trans fats. And yet they're still lurking in many processed foods, baked goods, and yes, margarine. Here's what happens when you consume trans fats. They don't just raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, they also lower your HDL, good cholesterol. This double hit effect is devastating for cardiovascular health. Research shows that for every 2% increase in trans fat intake, your risk of coronary heart disease increases by 23%. But it gets worse. Trans fats promote systemic inflammation by activating pro-inflammatory pathways in your endothelial cells, the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Over time, this leads to endothelial dysfunction, arterial stiffness, and a significantly higher risk of heart attack and stroke. For individuals over 60, whose vascular systems are already compromised, consuming trans fats is like pouring gasoline on a fire. The calcification and plaque buildup that naturally occur with age are dramatically accelerated by trans fat consumption. And let's not forget, trans fats are also linked to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, both of which further compound cardiovascular risk. The good news? Many countries have banned or severely restricted trans fats, but they're not completely gone. Always check food labels. If you see partially hydrogenated oil, put it back on the shelf. Better alternatives? Use grass-fed butter or ghee in moderation. They provide healthy fats without the inflammatory damage. Before we reveal the top 2 most dangerous oils, and especially number 1, which might already be in your kitchen, I need your help. If you're finding this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future heart health warnings. Drop a comment below and tell me, which oil are you going to remove from your kitchen today? And if you know someone over 60 who needs to hear this, share this video with them right now. It could literally save their life. All right, let's continue. Number 2 is about to shock you. At number 2, soybean oil and cottonseed oil. If you think you're not consuming these, think again. Soybean oil is the most widely consumed oil in the United States. It's in salad dressings, mayonnaise, margarine, processed snacks, and restaurant foods. Cottonseed oil? It's a cheap filler used in countless processed products. Here's the problem. Both oils are extremely high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fats, even more so than canola and corn oil. And like their cousins, they're heavily refined and chemically processed, which means they're loaded with oxidized lipids. But recent research has uncovered something even more alarming. Studies on mice have shown that high soybean oil consumption is linked not only to obesity and insulin resistance, but also to genetic changes in the brain affecting neurological function. While human studies are still emerging, the metabolic inflammation caused by these oils is undeniable. For people over 60, metabolic inflammation is particularly dangerous because it exacerbates insulin resistance, promotes visceral fat accumulation, and increases oxidative stress, all of which are major risk factors for heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. And here's something most people don't know. Cottonseed oil often contains pesticide residues because cotton is one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the world. These residues can further burden your liver and immune system, adding to the toxic load your body has to process. From a cardiovascular standpoint, the chronic inflammation triggered by these oils directly damages the inner lining of your arteries, promoting atherosclerosis and increasing the likelihood of a heart attack or stroke. What should you use instead? Stick with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil, all of which are minimally processed and have been shown to support heart health. And now, the number 1 most dangerous oil that heart surgeons warn against, especially for anyone over 60: vegetable oil and high-oleic sunflower oil. Yes, you heard that right. The oil most aggressively marketed as heart-healthy and cholesterol-free is actually one of the most inflammatory substances you can put in your body. Let's start with the term vegetable oil. It sounds natural, right? Wrong. Vegetable oil is usually a blend of soybean, canola, corn, and other heavily refined seed oils. It's a marketing term designed to make industrial oils sound wholesome. These oils are extracted using high heat and chemical solvents, then bleached and deodorized. The result? A product loaded with trans fats, oxidized lipids, and pro-inflammatory compounds. When you cook with vegetable oil, especially at high temperatures, you're generating even more harmful byproducts that damage your DNA, cell membranes, and mitochondria. Now, let's talk about high-oleic sunflower oil. This one is particularly sneaky because it's often labeled as a healthy alternative to regular sunflower oil. While it's true that high-oleic versions have more monounsaturated fats, similar to olive oil, they're still highly refined and processed. And here's the clincher. When heated, high-oleic sunflower oil produces aldehydes, toxic compounds that have been linked to cancer, heart disease, and neurodegenerative disorders. Research has shown that repeatedly heating these oils, as is common in restaurant kitchens, multiplies the formation of these toxic byproducts. For individuals over 60 whose detoxification systems are already slower and whose cardiovascular systems are under strain, consuming these oils is like injecting low-grade poison directly into your bloodstream. The inflammation caused by these oils accelerates arterial plaque formation, weakens the heart muscle, and increases the risk of sudden cardiac events. In my years as a heart surgeon, I've seen too many patients whose healthy diets were sabotaged by these so-called vegetable oils. Oh, oh yeah, you won't believe this. So what should you use instead? Here are your heart-safe cooking oils. Extra virgin olive oil, rich in anti-inflammatory polyphenols and monounsaturated fats. Ideal for low to medium heat cooking and salad dressings. Avocado oil, high smoke point, great for high heat cooking and loaded with heart-healthy fats. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, that support metabolic health. Use in moderation. Grass-fed butter or ghee, natural, minimally processed, and rich in fat-soluble vitamins. If you're over 60, the cooking oil you choose is not a minor decision. It's a life or death choice. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of nearly every major age-related disease, and the oils in your kitchen are either fueling that fire or putting it out. Go to your pantry right now. Check your labels. If you see canola, corn, soybean, cottonseed, vegetable oil, or high-oleic sunflower oil, throw them out. Your heart will thank you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which oil shocked you the most? Drop a comment below. And if this video opens your eyes, please share it with someone you love, especially if they're over 60. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into protecting your heart for the long haul. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember, your health is in your hands.